Hello, I'm so happy you're here today. We are going to be making these two adorable Halloween cards. This one's a shaker, and then this one is from my Stamp stack that I had back in August. Hi Stampers, this is Dawn, and today we're going to make two Halloween cards, and they're these cards. Aren't they adorable? So we're going to make this shaker card, and then we're also going to make my Stamp stack card that I had back in August, and this is the third card in a series of 5 cards. Okay, so we're going to make this one first. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first we're going to take a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock, and this is 8.5 by 11, and we're going to cut the cardstock so we get 2 card bases. So we're going to first score on the 8.5 inch side at 4 1/4. And then we're going to cut it in half at 5 1/2. Okay, and then this is going to make your 2 card bases. Then we're just going to go ahead and fold them, and then we're going to burnish the edges where the score lines are with our bone folder. Well, scoring is like breaking down the card fibers on your cardstock. So when you fold your cardstock, you get a nice clean edge. If you've ever just folded a piece of cardstock and you get it kind of crinkly, you might want to look into scoring your cardstock, and it's really super easy. Okay, so we got our 2 bases. So now we're going to make the card that we made at my Stamp stack. Let me get all my pieces here. All right, so we're going to be using the Cutest Halloween bundle, which includes the Halloween punch, which is currently on back order, but it should be arriving soon. But you get the pumpkin, the ghost, and the cat. And I went ahead and did all the punching on the other card, but I'll punch the cardstock with you today. So these are the layers we're going to use. The basic white is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to go on the inside. And then you're going to need 3 pieces of designer paper. And these are all from the Cutest Halloween designer paper pack. And they're all double-sided. One side is all black and white, and then the other side is like characters like the pumpkin and the cat. So cute, and the ghost. So these 2 pieces right here are cut at 1 1/2 by 4 1/4. And then this one is cut at 2 by 4 1/4. And then we're going to take 3 pieces of cardstock. This one's Highland Heather. This one's Mango Melody. And then the Granny Apple Green. These 2 are cut at 1 3/4 by 4 1/2. And then this piece of Highland Heather is cut at 2 1/4 by 4 1/2. And then I have a piece of the black glimmer paper. And this is also using the basic white. These are both cut from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. All right, so let's go ahead and first stamp our greeting. And we're going to stamp our Trick or Treat in the Tuxedo Memento ink. We're going to stamp our Trick or Treat right in the center of our basic white layer. Just like that. And then I'm also going to stamp the greeting. Have a Foo-tabulous Halloween. And this is in that Cutest Halloween stamp set. We're going to stamp this for the inside piece. Going to stamp it right in the center. Okay, so we're going to punch out our pumpkin, our cat, and our ghost. So I'm going to take the smoky slate. I'm going to punch out the cat face right up at the top. And then the basic white is with the ghost over here on the left. And I'm using the punch upside down so I can see exactly right where to punch the cardstock. And then the pumpkin pie is over here with the pumpkin. All right, we're going to go ahead and stamp our faces. And here are my 3 faces. These are also in the same stamp set. We're going to stamp the jack-o'-lantern first with this cute little pumpkin face. And then the ghost is this one. And then the kitty cat. Flip his face over here. They cute. All right, so we're done stamping. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put a dimensional on the back of my little pumpkin and my cat and my ghost. Now we're we're gonna go ahead and build our card. So we're gonna go ahead and put our layers together for the front of the card. And I'm gonna go ahead and layer the striped onto the Granny Apple Green. Okay, then we're gonna go ahead and put our basic white piece onto the glitter paper. Okay, all right, and we're gonna go ahead and put the inside piece on the inside of the card. Now we're gonna go ahead and build our layers. I'm gonna first put my Granny Apple Green piece down on the front. Just gonna angle it, just like that. And then we're gonna take our Mango Melody piece, and we're gonna put it on the opposite side, also at an angle. And then we're gonna pop this piece up on dimensionals. I'm gonna put this right in the center. Just like that. So the two angled pieces are peeking out around the corner. And then we're also going to put our Trick or Treat layer up on dimensionals. Okay, we're going to put that right in the center. Then we're going to take our pumpkin and our kitty cat. I'm going to put our pumpkin up here in the top right corner. And then our kitty cat in the bottom left. Just like that. And then we're going to take our ghost and we're going to put him on the inside. Right down here on the bottom right. And then one more thing, we're going to add some stars. Let me grab those. These are the cutest star adhesive sequins. I'm going to take a couple of the black ones. Just put them on the front. And then put a couple on the inside as well. So there's the first card. Isn't it cute? And that black glimmer paper just adds a touch of sparkle. And then, of course, the stars. So cute. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the second card. Okay, so we're going to make this card now. This is the shaker card, and we're using the black tool. Remember the one that I made, I think it was for Christmas, using the white tool? I got my black tool now, so it's so cute. All right, so let me get the pieces for this card. So here's my base. Remember, we cut this 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then you're going to need a piece of the cutest Halloween designer paper. I'm using the pumpkin pie and the black striped. This piece is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to go right onto the front. So now we're also using 2 pieces of the black tulle, and I got these from Amazon. And this is what my spool looks like. So it's the really fine, the tulle that's like, it doesn't have very big netting on it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do some die cutting, but first we're gonna go ahead and put our designer paper on with some removable adhesive. And this is stuff that, I guess it's Scotch repositionable. And I got this at Staples. You can get it at any office store. And we're gonna put this right onto the front. Position it right where you want it, because we're gonna die cut our window out of the front of the card. So the repositionable adhesive is just going to hold the designer paper in place so it doesn't move, and we can die cut it. Okay, so let's grab our die cut machine. Okay, so we're going to use our platform number 1, and then number 2, and then the 3 of the 2 platforms here, or the acrylic cutting pads. And we're going to take our card base. I'm going to take the largest circle from the layering circle dies. We're going to put this right towards the top, 3/4 of the way up. Right about there looks good. I'm going to take our second acrylic. I'm going to put that right on top, and we're going to crank that through. Whoops, and it just pulled it right out. Okay, so you remove the center, and then that's your window for your shaker card. Right, let me go ahead and move the die machine. Okay, so this was the circle that I cut out of my card. Now we can remove the front of the designer paper on the front of the card. We can easily remove that because we're going to make our shaker window with the netting that's going to make a sandwich between this piece and that piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my Stampin' Seal. I'm going to put some Stampin' Seal around my window. This is all going to be hidden underneath the designer paper. So we just want to make sure that it grabs the netting or the tulle really nicely so it doesn't come up. So we're just going to put adhesive right around the window. And then we're going to take our first piece of the netting and I'm going to layer this over top of the cutout, making sure that that's adhered really nicely. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to trim around to remove the excess of the tulle. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so there's my first layer to cover up my window. So next we're going to take our sequins. Now this is the subtle shimmer sequins and they are so pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to layer some sequins inside of that circle where that netting is. We're just going to sprinkle some on there. I think 3 pinches are really nice, but you can do more. Maybe I'll do a little bit more. Okay. So add your sequins. This piece of tulle is going to go on the back of this piece of the designer paper that we cut out for the circle. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and put my adhesive around my window. I'm actually going to go ahead and put my adhesive all over the front because this is what's going to go on the front of my card. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to take my second piece of tulle. I'm actually going to go up here, just like that. I'm going to press that down into adhesive. And we're going to remove the extra. Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and put more adhesive around this window, just to make sure that the adhesive and the tulle on this piece gets attached really nice. Okay, make sure you don't get any sequins in your adhesive. I'll lay that right over top of that cutout, and it should line up perfectly when we die cut it out. Then press that, making sure that that sequins is sealed up into that netting really nicely. And there's your shaker card. Isn't it cute? All right, now it's just a matter of decorating it, and we're going to do some more stamping. So let's go ahead and grab our insert of this piece. Okay. All right, so I have my piece of my basic white that's going to go on the inside of my card. So I'm just going to go ahead and position that right where I want it. You could also use that repositionable tape again if you want. And then I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to lightly draw. Yeah, it would have been better without the netting, but totally forgot. So we're going to draw just a template of where my circle is. And you can kind of see that, right? And really, it's just going to be there for us to stamp. So I'm going to be using the Festive and Bright stamp set, which looks like this. We're going to use the witch's hat and then the spooky. So we're going to go ahead and take the Memento ink. We're going to stamp our border of our witches' hats, brooms, and just cobwebs and spiders. So cute. And I'm using that circle as a guide, so I want some of these to peek through the window on the front. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this to the left of my circle on the inside. Just like that. And then we're going to take the word spooky and we're going to stamp that to the right hand side. Still inside that circle. Stamp it right about here. Okay. I'm going to take another piece of that basic white scrap and we're going to stamp out, have a Foodtabulous Halloween. And we're just going to hand cut this greeting out. Okay, so there's that. Now let me show you how I colored in all the images on the inside. So I took my Smoky Slate Dark and I colored in the witches' hats. And then the Pumpkin Pie Light, I colored in the rim of the hat, or the little ribbon around the hat on the inside. And then the Crumb Cake Dark I used for the broomstick. And then the Dark Daffodil Delight for the broomstick. And also the buckle on the hat. So let me show you here. I'm just going to color in one of the hats. Let me zoom in a little bit. I'm going to take the pumpkin pie, color in the brim. Then the daffodil for the broom up here. And then the pumpkin pie again for the broom. Then the crumb cake for the broomstick. Okay, so that's how I colored that, and I already have one done, so let me go ahead and grab that. Okay, so here's one that's already done, and then I also erased the pencil line with my sand eraser, so you make sure you want to erase the pencil line. Okay, so erase the pencil line, and then we're going to go ahead and put this on the inside of our card. And I wanted my broom and my hats to show through the window a little tiny bit, just like that. Isn't that cute? Then we're going to take our black dimensionals again, put the dimensionals on our greeting. This is going to go below our shaker window, right about here. And then we're going to take our little cat and pumpkin, put dimensionals on those. Okay, so now the ghost and the pumpkin and the cat are all from the same designer paper. These are the cats and the pumpkins and then the ghost. And I used that Halloween punch to punch these out. So we're just going to go ahead and put dimensionals on those. I'm just going to position the little characters around. Now making sure your dimensionals aren't getting stuck to the window. I'm going to put our pumpkin down here. And then my kitty cat in the top right. Isn't it cute? Oh my gosh, there's your little spooky shaker card. So adorable. All right, let me show you the other one again. So here's the other shaker card. And then here's the card that we did at my Stamp a Stack trick or treat card. So cute. That's sparkle glimmer paper. All right, so if you have any questions, please let me know. That's what I'm here for. Also, I have all the items listed down below. And then if you like today's video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, so we'll catch you later. Bye.